What's up, y'all? I am your girl Kandi, and I'm about to speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. Okay, so I felt like this episode was a really good episode. To me, I felt like, you know, people were able to learn some things about really what were the, you know, real issues in the group. Okay, obviously, that whole show that it was happening with Nene and Kenya coming into this episode when Nene was like, you know, acting like she was gonna spit the popcorn on Kenya, that was just a mess, honey.
All you do is talk.
You ain't that bully. None of that. I'll spit in your mother.
That was a whole mess. Like, it should never get to the point where we about to spit on each other. Like, that's next level. Like, honestly, the only time I think I've ever saw somebody spit on somebody was like a long time ago, back in the day. I was like at some summer camp with my cousins. My cousin was about to fight somebody and they was breaking them up, and my cousin actually hawked up a loogie like from his chest and shot it across the room and hit the dude dead in his face. I was like, that man was furious. So anyway, every time I see somebody try to spit, that's all I can imagine. That same scenario happening all over again. And that is just like the worst thing that you could do to anybody, really. And so I just personally feel like, we all throw shade. We have like crazy stuff that we do to each other, but it has to come to a point where we say, this is too much. And that, my dear friends, was too much. Coming out of that argument, the one thing that was good is that at least Nene apologized to Kenya about, the whole comment that Kenya said was bothering her the most anyway, which was she said that Nene called her daughter a buffalo. I mean, they had been going back and forth. Do I really think that Nene was trying to call her daughter a buffalo? No. I think she was just really more so just talking trash about Kenya, not really thinking about the fact that, it was about Kenya's unborn baby. She was really more so talking about Kenya at the time, which that's the other part that I didn't understand. She was like, oh yeah, I was mad, so how we shade each other when we met. But, at that time, it was like, why was she mad?
I think that Kenya tried to put out that I had met him, and that's just simply not true.
She was so nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. If she's divorcing Cordell, I ain't got no issue with Cordell. I don't like what he did to her, but if I see Cordell, I will speak to Cordell.
I'm just curious to know if you had invited him to the wedding. Honey, I am Kenya Moore, and you will not dismiss me, nor will I be dismissed. You need to resolve this now. I'm not letting you go.
Come here.
No, Peter.
What's wrong with the way it fabulous since last year? Clearly, B-Plate is rude and disrespectful. Kenya is truly on my list tonight.
Hi, Nene.
Hey, bitch.
You look fabulous.
You don't.
I gave them $20,000, and they have acknowledged the receipt of that.
Did you ever give the check?
No.
You talk about being this rich bitch. You have all these jobs. You're on Broadway. You have all this extra money more than anybody else sitting on this stage.
Oh my
gosh,
Nene
was flirting with Peter. Nene,
Girl,
she
I
was
have
flirting
never
with
flirted with Peter. Now, don't go there.
Yes,
now,
you are. For the second
I have never
time.
flirted with Peter.
That's
Don't go
fine.
there. Don't go there.
Yeah, people said it.
Peter. Ex-Peter. You're not going to disrespect me and my husband.
I just did. You should have said when you had the time to say it, Nene. You had the floor.
Kenya, you shut the up, bitch.
You shut the up, bitch. You shut the up.
If you want to open a boutique, Nene has several. Clearly somebody's advising her on what to put in there because you see how she dresses. You don't have to know about fashion to open up a boutique. Look at Nene.
But either way, she apologized about it. And I was just trying to get Kenya to just accept the apology, honey. Like, we are tired of y'all going back and forth at this point, and we just need you guys to move forward. Please acknowledge that this woman has just apologized to you and accept it, and let's move on, honey. That's how I feel. They moved on to Kenya and Marlo, which was just a whole nother thing itself because, Kenya and Marlo have like this deep rooted, animosity from the past that is still, coming up and showing its ugly head every now and then. Obviously Marlo had a lot to be angry about this season. Kenya did the whole drumline thing at her party.
Like, yes, Marlo, I own it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, you came for me, I came for you.
And so she's, saying to Kenya, like, why would you do that? You think that's, that's so terrible what you did. Then Kenya comes back and shares all these things that she's still been holding on to that she felt Marlo has done to her in the past. Clearly, we all saw in the past seasons when they had their arguments, but I guess Marlo said something really terrible about Kenya's mother, and I think Kenya has never let that go. Like, never. You talking about holding a grudge. Boy, people say I hold grudges, but Kenya got me beat. Yeah, she's still holding on to that, honey. So it's like every time you think she's about to make some type of progress in that relationship, they just roll backwards. Marlo just felt like Kenya was, just really putting on an act. I don't know why she thought that, because Kenya really does have strong feelings about the things that Marlo did in the past. So I don't know, but it just came to a head for Kenya. So that's why Kenya walked off. I was trying to get Kenya to stick around, because to me, I'm like, okay, all this walking away they've been doing lately, just getting up and walking away from the conversation, it's getting old. And I just wanted her to come, sit down, and deal with the conversation so we don't have to deal with it no more, right? And so I'm walking behind her and I'm like telling her, like, yo, stop walking away, let's deal with this. And child, she was about ready to damn bite my head off. She just turned around and snapped on me. And I was trying to, I was still trying to be a friend in the moment. Like, I didn't want to, like, take offense to her snapping on me at that moment. It's like I understood, like, it wasn't really just about Marlo, just about Nene. It was just all that stuff compiled on the fact that her and her husband just announced they was filing for divorce right before she came to Greece. So it was all of those things really on top of what really was the real root of her issues, was what was going on in her marriage. And so at that point, she was just really ready to explode. Obviously you guys only get to see 10 minutes of a 2-hour long argument. You know what I mean? They be sitting there going back and forth forever, arguing, yelling, stopping, pausing, arguing, yelling, and then they cool off for a second and they're arguing and yelling. So I guess if you try to put your mind in Kenya's place, you realize that most of the night, the crown was on her head, and she was having to go back and forth with each person. Started with Cynthia, then Tanya, then Nene, then Marlo. And so if you could kind of like imagine that she's having back-to-back disagreements, right? And then you just had one of those disagreements, the person was spitting popcorn and whatever at you, whatever. And then this last person you going back and forth with, like, I feel like when she was going back and forth with Marlo, it really, really wasn't what Marlo was saying that made her get up and walk away. It was just everything compiled together. And so boom, she was just done. She was done. She didn't want to hear what I had to say or what nobody had to say. She was done. It was a moment. Okay, like, it's funny because, like, they showed me saying that she did like, ah! When they showed it, they only showed you the part when she just kind of like pushed my arm. But she honestly did at one point when we first went. I think it was too dark for them to catch it, but when she first started, she was just like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, she did that when she like smacked my arms. I was like, wait, hold on. Look here, lady. That's how I was thinking, like, wait a minute. Like, don't be damn hitting me. But then I was like, okay, be a friend. She's going through it. Understand, be cool, be level-headed, try to give her a hug, and then I try to give her a hug, and she done damn pushed my arm out of the way. I was like, ugh, okay, this being a friend thing, it's a lot. It's a lot, okay. Overall, I really did want to, be there for her that night. I really wanted to help her, chill the out and calm down and really have conversations with these girls, because honestly, I would like to see her and Nene, Marlo, everybody just make amends for once. Chill out for once. Like, it has to get tiring being the villain in every situation. If at some point she can have a real conversation where both of them can see each other's side and talk through things, I would really like to see that happen. And I know you guys think that it's not true, but it's true. That's how I feel. So, after that, I really wanted to figure out a way to make everybody get along again. And the only time we get along is if it's like a fun competition type of situation. So we did the competition game at Lindsay Lohan's beach club. And it ended up really, really fun. Like everybody seemed like they had a good time. Tanya and Kenya, did y'all see how they was laughing and really working together to win? Like that's one relationship that I really hate got messed up because, okay, Kenya normally always bumps heads with a lot of people. I really hated the fact that Tanya and Kenya had their argument about the cookie lady and that whole situation because Kenya actually was liking Tanya when she first came around. It seemed like they were gonna hit it off. Seemed like they had, you know, a lot in common or whatever. You know, they just seemed like they had good conversation and stuff. Then the whole thing with the wig and the cookie lady happened and then boom, they, you know, were at odds. But during the game, they got along great. They actually were like, if it wasn't for the whole drama of the cookie and the wig, they could be good friends. I don't know if, you know, they will ever really be able to put all that stuff behind them, but if they could, I think they could be great friends. I'm just saying. But overall, that was a good day. Everything, it was all love, all positivity. Fast forward to later. I was trying to keep the positivity going, right? What I felt was, to me, I feel like Nene and Kenya, to me, their arguments, I don't think they're that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying to Kenya, like, yeah, they had drama, but I feel like I done had worse drama with, you know, within the group than they have. And I'm like, if I've been able to move on, y'all should be able to move on, you know?
Was it even with Kenya? Like, how did you guys even get there?
It was Kenya jumping in saying, it was with Kenya. It was.
No, I'm saying, how did that happen?
And I just felt like if they were able to really hear each other instead of arguing, yell at each other, and like really have a real conversation or look at it from an outside point of view, then maybe that will help them see things in a different light. Well, mine didn't work out too well. As soon as I said that Cynthia and I were going to do this like dramedy or whatever we were about to, what they call the Greek tragedy or whatever, do a play about them, but we were gonna act them both out, and then all of a sudden Nene got all upset and walked off. Like she didn't even give it a chance before she walked off. I mean, she automatically assumed that it was about to be this whole negative thing, and it honestly was not. It was gonna be a totally positive, fun, lighthearted thing. Like I even was trying to make sure, you know, Cynthia made sure she brought up enough of Nene's concerns in it. Because the point was gonna be, Nene was gonna say the things that bothered her about Kenya, but say it in a lighthearted way. And I asked Kenya was gonna say the things that bothered her in a lighthearted way. And we were gonna find a way for them to be able to work it out. And that was our intention. But it was never seen. You never got a chance to do it. Yeah, that was it.
So do you think that the mood was different? Because in Canada, when you guys were on the bus being lighthearted and mimicking each other, it was all fun.
I really don't understand what set Nene off. I mean, maybe it was just bad timing. I don't know, maybe because the whole weekend kind of have been having drama each day, and maybe she just assumed that, oh, this is the time the drama is about to happen. I'm getting out of here. I don't know if that was it. I'm not sure, but our intentions definitely was not to do anything that was going to be offensive. We had already talked it through. Cynthia did not want to get back in a bad place with Nene. It was definitely not going to be a thing where she was gonna be upset. She was definitely not gonna do anything to make Nene upset about how she portrayed her, because she did not want them to fall out again because they had just got back to be cool. So to be clear, for those of you that swear I'm being shady, y'all always swear I'm being shady, and y'all, I swear to you, I still don't understand why y'all be saying that. I have been really trying to figure out what the hell y'all be talking about. Honestly, I feel like you just say that because I'm cool with Kenya, and, you know. Well, I was shady this week, though, with my little post.
Have you ever heard of Kandi? The legend is, if you say her name 5 times in the mirror,
Kandi.
say her name, I dare you.
Kandi.
But that was because she was coming at me on her YouTube.
This is my opinion. This is my channel, and I'm going to say what I think, okay? But I was thinking to myself, why would she have seen any of them? She and I ain't friends. Right. My opinion only. And why weren't they worried about why Kandi wasn't at BravoCon? Oh, she had an excuse. Her surrogate was pregnant. Right. Yeah. I said it last time, and I'll say it again. Nothing's going to change. Watch Kandi and Cynthia. They already know what this girl is. They are part of the whole alliance with her. And I've been saying this for a long time. I'm not going to stop saying it, okay?
So I just, you know, we in the house. You know, we have time. I had time to be petty.
Kandi.
Don't say that.
So I was petty this week. But normally, I'm not trying to be petty, okay?
Maybe they just need to tell each other, you know, we don't like each other, and that's fine. Why don't they just do that? And then they can coexist in the group and keep it moving. Like, do they have to make up?
And that's the thing. Unfortunately, we're on a reality show together. So everybody feels like everything needs to be said. But me personally, I don't feel like it needs to be said. If we don't mess with each other, we know that. We don't have to have a discussion about it, you know? Every time you have to talk it through, that's when it hits the fan, because I'm going to go in about everything. The reason why I'm not talking to you or liking you or whatever it is. People never see what they did as, you know, the super bad thing. People always want to say, well, what I did wasn't that bad. It's what you did that was so bad. But in any situation, it's just like, can't say how the other person felt. You know, even though you may not have felt it was that bad, the other person may have felt it was that bad. So that's just the way it is. But on this show, we always have to speak our thoughts, whereas in day-to-day lives, you probably wouldn't speak it. You just wouldn't with the person no more, you know? Anyway, that is that on that, honey. I guess I'm gonna go back to being quarantined. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and thank you for watching Speak on It. I had already heard. I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.